The Democratic Party is the world's last best hope against fascism, against an extreme, autocratic, anti-woman, anti-gay, anti-contraception, anti-freedom collection of fascists.
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Leftist Extremism. Last week we touched upon the earliest moments of the liberal media meltdown on Roe v. Wade, but things only progressed this week. It's kind of like watching an over-the-top movie trailer. It's an earthquake! People will die! It's the fictional Gilead coming to life! Babies might be saved and allowed to live, so bring on the doom.
A legal earthquake. The court stripping women of that fundamental right. Abortion is now a matter for the states and Congress.
Let's not mince words. Women will die because of this ruling.
48% of the women now live in red states. So you're talking about the fact that those state legislatures, at least according to the Supreme Court, the women in those states are their property.
And welcome to Gilead. The cross connection. 4 men who will never bear children and one handmaiden decided for an entire country that their Christian doctrine is the only way.
Yes, giving the states and their voters the power to decide is just like enforcing Christian doctrine on people. But wait, it only gets more melodramatic. From Mika.
The Democratic Party is the world's last best hope against fascism, against an extreme, autocratic, anti-woman, anti-gay, anti-contraception, anti-freedom collection of fascists.
It must be hard when your mind is a vacuous space and the word fascist doesn't pop up right away in your teleprompter. Sound it out there, Mika. It's a 2-syllable word. You can handle it.
Autocratic, anti-woman, anti-gay, anti-contraception, anti-freedom collection of fascists.
Yeah, it's amazing how all these leftists agree that suddenly the court's legitimacy is in question. You know, it was so different because a few years ago when Donald Trump questioned court decisions, it was not okay to be critical of the court. You were harming revered institutions.
Roberts defended an independent judiciary to the Associated Press, saying, "We do not have Obama judges or Trump judges, Bush judges or Clinton judges."
And then he had that rebuke of President Trump saying there are no Obama judges, there are no Trump judges. We have the 3 Trump judges and two different Bush judges in this majority here.
There is no way you can argue that the Supreme Court is now not just another partisan player.
Trump accusing the judges of being biased, despite the fact that the Ninth Circuit judges were appointed by both Democratic and Republican presidents.
Once you do this fast with a bunch of new Trump appointees, the court's legitimacy is, quote, in question.
How fast these things change for these leftist media types. It's truly amazing. It's almost like they have no ability to cover news objectively at all.
So think about this in the coverage in the last couple of days. Kate, I see all these split screen images, one person who's cheering, another person who's jeering. I see tears on one side and then I see celebrations on the other. That 50-50 split, isn't that actually misleading? Isn't that actually distorting?
Absolutely, Brian. That is a complete distortion of the facts.
So those celebrating people just don't exist? Showing a segment of the population celebrating outside the Supreme Court after its decision distorts facts. I suppose it's just no surprise the leftist media had no issue ignoring some other facts this week.
During the Watergate hearings 50 years ago, there was only one surprise witness. It was Alexander Butterfield, who revealed there was a White House taping system. Well, in the January 6 hearings, the surprise witness is Cassidy Hutchinson. Then Chief of Staff Mark Meadows' top aide described the then president's fits of rage, grabbing the steering wheel of the presidential limo and lunging at a Secret Service agent.
Yeah, what CBS completely omitted from its coverage on Tuesday is that both Secret Service agents involved are prepared to testify under oath that the incidents didn't actually ever happen. I mean, there's no need to mention that pretty important piece of information when you have the Democratic star witness being contradicted in her hearsay accounts, right? Some of the best things are left undiscussed, it seems, like Hunter Biden's business dealings.
Because I've never discussed my business or their business, my sons or daughters, and I've never discussed them because they know where I have to do my job and that's it.
That's it. Joe says he never discussed Hunter's business with him. Just ignore that recorded phone message that was leaked this week from Joe to Hunter Biden, commenting on a New York Times article that dealt with Hunter's overseas Chinese business partners.
Hey, Palace Dad, it's 8:15 on Wednesday night. If you get a chance, give me a call. Nothing urgent. Just want to talk to you. I thought the article, at least the thing online, that's going to be printed tomorrow in the Times, was good. I think it's clear.
It's also clear that the recording wasn't reported by ABC, CBS, or NBC. It does seem like it might have been a bit of a bombshell revelation that would really warrant some coverage, but nah.
That 50-50 split, isn't that actually misleading? Isn't that actually distorting?
On Thursday morning, CNN reacted to the Supreme Court dealing a blow to the Environmental Protection Agency's authority when it comes to regulating greenhouse gas emissions. They gave us some very, very deep leftist insight into the issue.
This is a major takedown of the administrative state here, Poppy.
It is a major takedown of the administrative state, Jessica.
I guess all the talking points from the DNC didn't come out yet. They only had that one for the moment. My favorite is later on when they take the time to explain that the move is impactful because it will impact people.
Just regular folks who are watching at home, how this impacts us. This ruling will impact many people's lives because this is happening in the context of climate change here, now.
There is a climate happening now. It's here, and people are in climates as we speak. It's truly amazing. The only thing the leftist media liked this week about the Supreme Court was the swearing in of Biden nominee Ketanji Brown Jackson. ABC's Good Morning America was so excited that they forgot a few things like, facts when they tweeted. The first black Supreme Court justice in U.S. history, they claim. I wonder what Thurgood Marshall would have thought about that. Maybe they meant to say the first black woman justice. But maybe they just don't know what a woman is.
Can I provide a definition?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
I can't.
You can't?
Not in this context.
So
I'm not a biologist.
Certainly not, because that would require belief in things like science and facts. And those are hard things for leftists to grapple with, like the fact showing another week of bad news for the Biden economy.
Well, now to a first half of the year to forget for the stock market, posting its worst showing in a half a century. Chief economics correspondent Rebecca Jarvis joins us now with what this means for your bottom line. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning to you, Eva. And it is the worst start of the year since 1970. The stock market down more than 20% in the first 6 months, wiping out more than $8 trillion in value since January. And it's largely because of inflation, those rising prices affecting consumers in nearly every part of the economy, from food to housing to oil.
This is bad news. Joe does not want this to be broadcast. Best to contort the story into a positive one. And this is pretty impressive.
Back in 1970, when the S&P 500 plunged about 21% in the first half of the year, in the second half, it rallied 26.5%. Now, there are no guarantees we're going to see that this time, but what we do know from history is that stocks go up over the long term, Eva.
So basically, once before Joe was president, stocks went up, and in the future, maybe when he's gone, that might happen again.
Focusing on the positive this morning. Thank you, Rebecca.
Keep positive this 4th of July weekend. I'm Eric Shiner for MRC-TV, asking you to start the holiday weekend with a bang. Head over to the MRC Store and get some great patriotic gear. Check out MRCTV.org for the latest in videos, information, and entertainment. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe on the social media platforms that let you see us. And be sure to hit that plus button if you're on Rumble. We'll return soon with more leftist media madness.